Hello, I'm going to recap Legend of Korra this week. It was episode 2 of book 4, and it's called Korra Alone. This is, of course, a reference to Atla in book 2, episode Zuko Alone. It was a very needed episode because it really went back and showed how Korra developed over this past 3 years, because, I mean, we saw what has become of Republic City and a bunch of other people the 3 years, which is, a normal progression. But the thing is, Korra was at, a crossroads. She was at a breaking point. Because we know that she was in a severe state of depression, both physically and mentally. She was just beaten. And so recovering from that was a huge thing. And so 3 years later, you can say, oh, no, she's totally over it. It's done. It's over. Moving on. But it's important that we go back and see actually how that happened so that we see what her character was doing and how her character developed. So with Zuko alone, we have Zuko where he is now, going on his journey and meeting people and, dealing with things from his past and his current situation, and all the meanwhile getting flashbacks. So this is what kind of happens in Korra alone also. So we know she's fighting in the Earth Kingdom ring, but she got totally, owned. So she starts having flashbacks. We, see when she leaves Republic City to go to the Southern Water Tribe, and all her friends are like, do you want us to come with you? We'll write to you, don't forget us. It's assumed that it's just going to be a few weeks of recovery, and then, she'll be back to Avatar work. It's a bigger deal than anyone anticipated, because she's not recovering at all. She's just silent, she's not eating, she's not sleeping, and so Senna's like, go to Katara, because Katara can help you. Do what your mother says, Katara, because that is very important. If anyone can help you, it is Katara. So she, tries, the healing and the water, and that doesn't really do much, but it helps her to focus. It gets her to move her toe, which she's very excited about because she hasn't moved her toe in like a month. So, it's kind of like the lower half of her body is paralyzed, is what we learn from this. And so she's kind of doing a physical therapy routine, or the Avatar version of physical therapy, on the little bars trying to walk to Naga. She's getting very frustrated because 6 months goes by and she still can't walk. So, eventually she gets there. It's been 2 years and she can finally walk. Tenzin comes down to the South Pole to see how she's doing, and she says, I can fight now, look at me! And then, while she's fighting firebenders, she has a vision of Zahir coming at her, and she just freaks out. She gets terrified, and she can't control herself. She just breaks down. And Tenzin's like, you have to be patient, you have to focus on your recovery. And Korra's like, I don't want to be patient anymore. And honestly, like, every time Tenzin says, don't worry, we have everything covered, you just focus on your recovery, you don't need to do anything, I'm just like, he thinks he's helping, but he's actually doing the exact thing that's causing her stress and her depression. It's making her think that she's not needed, and really the drive and making her needed is what's going to help her recovery. It's what's going to motivate her. So every time Tenzin says that, I'm like, stop saying that! Her friends are writing her letters while she's in the Southern Water Tribe, and they're all talking about how awesome their lives are. I'm getting a new deal with the city, and I'm going on Kuvira's crew, and I'm a detective, and I'm so awesome. She only tells Asami about her fears about never being able to go into the Avatar state again and never recovering. So Korra decides she needs to get out of the Southern Water Tribe. She tells her family she's going to Air Temple Island, and she's on her way. At one point, she comes to the dock of where Avatar Aang like some sort of sushi rolls, and there's a picture of him, and all the, citizens are like, yay, Avatar! Hey, you're not the Avatar, because you're not that great. You can't even stop some thieves. Which, of course, causes her into more depression. She sees another vision, gets scared, freaked out, and so she changes her clothes and she cuts her hair. Boom, now she's got short hair. She goes to the Northern Water Tribe and goes through the portal and goes to the Tree of Time to meditate, and all the spirits are there, and there's like, that's not Avatar Korra. She doesn't feel like Robert. She doesn't look like her. She really doesn't. She's lost her spirit and she lost her Korra appearance. The spirits want to help, but she says, no, I need to do this on my own, which is totally a Korra thing. She needs to be independent. She needs to do it on her own. She doesn't need anyone's help. She travels to the desert, and she travels to volcanoes, and So eventually she gets to the earthbending ring and she starts to fight, which is kind of where the two times meet. So we're back in the present. In the present she's trying to fix herself in the bathroom, trying to heal herself, but she's kind of, just getting shuffled around, and she has, visions of herself in the avatar state that she tries to fight, but then it beats her, even though it's an illusion, which is really weird. She sees this really cute dog, and the dog's like, "Come follow me," and so she follows the dog into the magic swamp. Yes. She sees the vision again of herself in the avatar state, and she gets beat up again, God knows how, and then she wakes up. And she's like, "Whoa, what's happening? Who are you?" "The dog wanted me to find somebody in the swamp. Is that you?" And, the person who found her and is, like, stewing a meal is like, "I don't know, beats me. But, maybe it's your avatar senses that led you here." And she's like, "What? How did you know I was the avatar? How could you tell?" And she's like, "Oh, I could kind of tell because we were friends in a past life." And everyone's like, "Ah, it's Toph!" And Korra says, "Oh my gosh, Toph!" And then you see the light on her, and she's really old, white hair, and she says, "Nice to see you again, Twinkle Toes." Fandom freak out! And then the episode ends, so we have to wait till next week to see what happens with Korra and Toph. Oh, we're all so excited.